This is the WBLN pregame show. How are you doing, Coach?
Doing great. How about you?
Doing good.
All right.
So, what do you expect out of the Wolverines tonight?
Well, I expect a big win, to be honest with you. Sunset's been struggling this year. I know their coach pretty well, and one of their assistant coaches, and told me they've had a rough year. So if we play our game, should be a big victory. Hopefully, a running clock in the second half.
What do you think the keys are for us to win?
Well, just not turning the ball over. If we don't turn the ball over, and our defense has been playing great all season, so they continue to play great defense, and if we don't turn the ball over on offense, I think we'll be perfectly fine.
That's really good points. What do you think we could do to improve from last week's game against the Northern Vikings?
Yeah, last week's game, unfortunately, that was a tough loss for us. We've got to finish drives. We got to the 10-yard line one time, and we fumbled, and that was at least a field goal we lost. And then we got to another drive right before halftime. We got to the 1-yard line, and we went for it on 4th and 1, and they stuffed us. And I think if we'd scored on those two opportunities, we would have won the game for sure. But it was only we lost 13-7, so I think we left at least 10 points on the board there.
I think that the game really came down to little mistakes like the blocked punt, but there were some big sparks in the game, like Anthony Rubio's 35-yard touchdown and Robbie Lozama's 2 deep catches.
Right. That run by Anthony Rubio was fantastic. It was a double handoff, an old crisscross play that worked for about 35-yard run. And Robbie Lozama had a nice game, caught a bunch of passes. So there were some positives in the loss, no doubt. And defensively, we played really well. Sunset really only had one drive offensively. Like you said, the other touchdown was a block punt, which they took for a touchdown.
Well, that was a kind of bad topic for the Wolverines, but now for the good side.
Right.
It's the 10-year anniversary of our win against Northwestern and NFL wide receiver Amari Cooper. Right. That game had a wild ending. Can you break it down for us? I
sure can. Yes, it was 10 years ago yesterday. Northwestern came in here led by Amari Cooper, and we were in the district with them. Our district was brutally tough back then. It was Belen, Miami Central, Miami Northwestern, Homestead, and Carroll City. We had beaten Carroll City, Homestead, and who else did we beat? No, we were 2-0. I'm sorry, and then we played Northwestern, which we had to win. And that game went back and forth. What happened was at the end. I'll go to the end of the game. At the end of the game, we were losing 28-27, and we lined up for a 37-yard field goal, and our field goal kicker missed it. And he's a really good kicker, and he just missed it. We had a little under 2 minutes left in the game when he missed the kick. But fortunately, we had 3 timeouts left. So they got the ball back on the 20. They tried to run the ball 3 times. We stuffed them all 3 times, and we forced them to punt. So they ended up punting. We put 3 guys back, and so when they punted, we had made sure our guys called fair catch. So they punted, and the ball went right to one of our players named Alec Macias. He made a fair catch, and we told the referees at that point we want to do a free kick. Now a free kick means anytime after a team punts and you call a fair catch, you're entitled to kick the ball through the goalposts without a rush, without a defense trying to block the kick. So it's basically like we lined up like a kickoff team, and the defense had to be 10 yards back. So our kicker, Sergio Soroka, he told me, he goes, "Coach, I can do that easily." So it was from 49 yards out, and he put it right through the goalposts, and that was put us ahead by 2 points. We were losing 28-27. We went up 30-28. So after that, there was about 16 seconds left. They tried to throw 2 long balls to Amari Cooper. Fortunately, they went over his head. And then on the very last play of the game, with about 5 seconds left, they threw an interception. Our kid picked it off and ran it all the way back. Michael Ugarte, his name was. He picked it off and ran it back for a touchdown on the very last play of the game. So the final score ended up being 36-28. And the thing was, when he did that free kick, nobody in the stands knew what was going on. Nobody knew the rule. It was quite a novelty at the time, and we got a lot of publicity. We even got national news, ESPN, USA Today. They all, made mention of this kick because it was such a rare thing that very, very rarely happens. And it was just a very good, exciting win for us. And something that was lost in that game, we were actually losing 28-7 right at the beginning of the third quarter, and we came all the way back to win it. So it was just a thrilling game all around. People to this day still talk about it. Northwestern fans, they still think we cheated. They think we broke the rules. Some of our alums, they bump into Northwestern fans around town. They say, you cheated us in that game. But it was just a great time and a great win for us. And yesterday, ironically, was a 10-year anniversary.
Sounds like a great game to watch. I don't want to call myself a football expert, but I know quite a bit about the game, and I've never heard of a free kick.
Joe Rose, I don't know if he is on 560 WQAM. He was so fascinated by the play when he had guests on his show, like he had Al Golden, who was the coach of UM, I believe, or Randy Shannon, I can't remember who it was. He would ask him, hey, do you know what the free kick is? And they weren't sure. It was, it's such a rare thing that very few people know about it. The reason I knew about it, we had a referee who taught math here. His name was Julio Forte. He was the head of the referees, and he retired from the public schools, but he still wanted to teach, so he came over to Belen to teach. And I knew him because, he refed a lot of Belen games. And so, we would talk, shoot the bull in the faculty lounge every once in a while. And he told me, he goes, Coach, if you ever need this in a game, you can use a free kick if you ever need to use it one day. And he told me how it worked. And I told all my assistant coaches, how it worked. And so when it came to the Northwestern game, one of my assistants, Eddie Delgado at the time, he goes, Coach, don't forget about the free kick. I'm like, yeah, that's right, we can do that. And that's how it all happened. We had a lot of help. Best coaches are the best thieves,
So now that we're on the topic of the past, my dad used to play here, and you coached him a long time ago. How do you think the program's changed in all that time?
Well, first of all, it was an honor to coach your father, Robert. His class in 1992, a great class. His Robert's junior year, we had a 9-1 season. His senior year, I think we went 6-4. So, we had a lot of success on the football field. What's changed quite a bit is our facilities, number one. And the biggest thing is the weight room. Back when he was here, we didn't have a weight room and a weight program. So, starting in 1996, when we built the new gymnasium, at the time it was new, we instituted a weight program, mandatory weight program for all the football players that weren't doing other sports. And we got really strong, and I think that's the difference. The kids today, and I'd say from like 1996 on, were really, really strong. Very good leg strength. We were able to push people around, and that's really the biggest difference. Where back when your father played, we really didn't have a weight room. So we still did. We had some success, but if we'd had the weight room back then, we could have been even better, I think. And a lot more kids are playing football back. Back then we had about 30, 35 guys on the team. Now we're averaging about 50. We also didn't have a 6th grade team when he played, or a middle school team for that matter. We just had JV and varsity back then. So we started the middle school in, I think, 97. And then 6th grade, I want to say 6th grade started about 10 years ago. And so those are the major differences. And then not to mention our field is so much nicer now, the artificial turf, lights. Back then we played day games Friday afternoon, 4 o'clock, really hot. Which was an advantage for us because a lot of these teams played night games. So when they came here, they suffered in the heat. But those are some of the main points.
The homecoming games tonight, there's a lot of kids turning up. Has the homecoming game been such a big thing in your time here?
Well, the homecoming game has always been important. We haven't had the crowds like we're gonna have tonight because now with the lights and just the team, being successful, and we had this tailgate party, which is a great idea by our alumni association led by Carlos Bravo. So that's bringing a lot of former, football players and just regular students coming to the game, regular alums. So we're very excited to have this, and I think tonight's going to be an amazing atmosphere. It's going to be, I'd say, about 1,500, 2,000 people here, I think, tonight.
Oh, it looks like the Wolverines are coming out now, so let's take it back up to the guys at the top.
All right. Well, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Coach.
Okay.
My name is Angel Carmona, and I am joined by
Jose Zaraluki
and Javier Fernandez.
And welcome to what will be a very special game and another installment of WLN Live. We are closing off homecoming week with a special event here, the homecoming football game, where the Belen Wolverines will be facing off against the Sunset Knights. So as you can see, it's a very special game. A lot of people here, good environment. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to this game. The Wolverines coming off of a tough loss against Norland, 13-7, so they're obviously looking to bounce back. And yeah, I'm really excited for today, especially with the student section that Student Council was able to organize for the blue versus gold decision that we're going to find out during halftime. So I'm sure it's going to be a good night.
Excited to see the offense here. Yesterday they were working on a lot of deep shots, throwing the ball downfield. Really want to see those in the games. We haven't seen that too much, especially with Miatis' big arm. He can throw it about 50 yards. Want to see that implemented into the game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we know that Miatis has the talent. I really want to see him, throw the rock, very deep. And I know he has the talent to, and I'm very excited to see what happens.
Yeah, and we're obviously going to have to look out for the run game. Since you mentioned we don't pass the ball that much, we typically rely on our run game with Kamani Alexander, Anthony Rubio, and Marky Rees.
Yep.
For sure. But Miatis, we're going to look at a lot of slant routes, a lot of those routes to get Victor Perez and Robbie Lizama the ball quickly and early. They really want to get the passing game here and try to get that worked out with Miatis, as we've seen some struggles early on this season.
Yeah, and it looks like Belen Jesuit will be kicking off to start off the game. Beteta getting ready to kick the ball off. So we were talking about homecoming week. As you know, this is the first year that we had the Wolverine run, in which every grade split up into blue and gold, competed in several events such as gum chewing, kicking field goals, and it was just a fantastic event to get all the grades involved. And so as they said at halftime, we'll be figuring out whether blue or gold won. So what were you guys' thoughts on homecoming week this week?
I thought it was a really fun week. I mean, you could come to school with all the themes that they had. You had Jersey Day, Tourist Day, and how they ended the week with the Wolverine run for the high school. They also had it for the middle school on Wednesday. It was a really exciting week.
The Wolverine run was incredible. I mean, sitting in the stands, I didn't participate in any events, but just the atmosphere was incredible. Everybody was so excited watching the game, and just watching the events, and it was a whole lot of fun to see. And everybody went crazy when the first couple teams finished.
Yeah, let's see Beteta kicking the ball off, and Sunset will return, and he sets a few defenders, and we'll get to close to the 25-yard line, and the Wolverine defense will come out onto the field.
Yeah, this is an elite defensive unit where the front seven is definitely the core of this defense. That's where most of the exciting plays stem from. You have Gavin Schmarston and Jarvis Johnson, the outside linebacker, or the edge rusher. It's a really exciting defense to watch.
We're talking about the D-line here. 2 weeks ago, actually, Javi Brito went down, out with an injury. Jake Camejo came back in. He's out on the field right now, so we're back to that starting 4 D-line. Javi Brito can make some plays, so let's see what he does out here.
Yeah, and especially this defense, led by that front seven with Gavin Marston and Jarvis Johnson and Davion Dixon. Gavin and Johnson 10.5 sacks and 11 sacks respectively, and Davion Dixon right in the middle with 7.5, as they're going to hand the ball off, and looks like he's brought down quickly.
Gain of 2 on the carry.
That will be a gain of 2.
Zach Acosta on the tackle.
Zach Acosta getting in there with the tackle.
Zach Acosta, the linebacker, had a fumble recovery for a touchdown a few weeks ago against Somerset, the senior.
Yeah, it was a great birthday present for him.
Out at linebacker also is Addison Arnold, both seniors at linebackers, and Felix is out there at the nickel cornerback position.
As you see, quarterback for Sunset, shotgun position, 3 receivers to his left. Snap the ball, another handoff, looked like a little bit shaky handoff right there. And he's brought down behind line scrimmage.
Nice tackle there from Davion Dixon as he was able to prevent the running back from gaining a large amount of yardage.
And yeah, quickly this run defense, showing quick momentum to start off, not allowing any space for the running backs.
Yeah, both really good at run stopping here and pass rushing. Definitely the top pass rusher here, I would say, is Jarvis Johnson. Gavin Schmarsland is also an excellent pass rusher, and all 4 of them can stop the run.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people were sleeping on Jarvis Johnson coming into the season. He's woken a lot of people up. Quarterback snaps the ball, looking to throw. Pressure comes, and it's no, it's broken up. Thought that was going to be a pick right there. That's number 28, Lucas Amaya, on the pass deflection.
Nice job there by Gavin Schmarston, and then number 4, forcing the pressure on the quarterback, forcing him to get rid of that ball, and it was nearly intercepted.
Yeah, number 4, Javier Burrito, coming off the edge, pressuring the quarterback, and almost a pick right there by Amaya, but still a great defensive play nonetheless. and that will force a sunset punt to start off a quick 3 and out.
Great job by Lucas Amaya jumping the route. He was quite open. Lucas Amaya came out of nowhere at the safety position, jumps up, just dropped the ball.
There's a short punt here. Gets a sunset bounce. And that will roll to about the 44-yard line. And we will now see the Wolverine offense for the first time this game.
Yeah, this is an offense that revolves around the run game, which we mentioned with Kamani Alexander and Anthony Rubio. I feel like that's going to be the story of the day, the run game for both of these teams. So yeah, look out for Anthony Rubio and Kamani Alexander.
Yeah, definitely Coach Cheney's really going to want to establish this run game quickly. And as you said, there's a lot of guys in this team, you know, Bo Humphrey, Kamani Alexander, the starter, and Rubio for sure. I mean, they have a lot of guys right there. Miata's looking to throw, and he's got his receiver right there. Breaks a tackle. It's number 13. Oh my lord. Number 13, Victor Perez with the catch. Broke a few tackles and able to get some extra yardage. Looked like he was about to the 37-yard line.
Looked like he was being brought out of bounds, but all of a sudden he went back in. That's a simple bubble screen concept. Just a good way to get Miatas going. It's a really nice way to start the drive.
Yeah, I like that. They're just easing Miatas into the game. That's what you really like to see from a young guy from him. As Miatas in shock formation, they're going to hand it off to Anthony Rubio, who's in motion. Gets a good gain right there on the outside and is tackled.
Nice outside block there from Vic Perez, which allowed Anthony Rubio to get some more yardage on that play and prevent a possible tackle for loss.
Exactly. We saw the exact same formation just flip to the other side. So you have now the wide receivers at the top. Let's see what they do. They're keeping the 2 wide receiver concept. They're going to keep the exact same formation. Let's see if they can get a nice run up the middle here with Kamani Alexander.
Yeah, I like the way that I like the flow of the offense so far. The Wolverines, Anthony Rubio once again in motion as Kamani Alexander gets a carry, gets a couple yards there.
Kamani Alexander on the carry for a gain of 4.
And we really like what we see here. 3 plays, 3 different guys have gotten the ball. They're trying to spread the ball around, keep Somerset guessing who's going to get the ball so they can't necessarily lock in on one player. A lot of teams just understand that Kamani Alexander's the top player and they're just looking to stop him. And now they're spreading the ball around. It's a very good thing.
Yeah, absolutely love that they're getting everyone involved in this offense, and it's proving very effective so far. As Miata's under center, Kamani Alexander once again in the backfield, hands it off. He's going to get a good gain here. Shedding off some defenders there.
Really
and that's
nice.
going to move the chains.
Really nice run there from Kamani Alexander. Nice block from Anthony Rubio. And Kamani Alexander it looked like he was about to fall throughout that whole run. I mean, really didn't have any balance throughout that carry, and he managed to pick up that first down.
It was the exact same play, except they didn't have Rubio go in motion. They just had him block. It worked perfectly.
And Miata's looking to throw here. He's going to look for Kamani, and that's almost intercepted. They're going to call that incomplete.
That's a really...
Miata's overthrowing Kamani Alexander there. Dangerous throw.
That's a really risky pass there from Miatas. I mean, even if that ball was completed to Alexander, there was a safety that was coming in and looked like he was about to pop Kamani, so that was really risky.
Yeah, and it looks like we had some edge pressure coming around the side. Maybe number 10 from Somerset, and he overthrew him, but Kamani Alexander looks like he stopped. It should have been a lower throw. Get it to Kamani. You just hope he can break a tackle. He's a big guy.
Yeah, that's going to bring up a second down right here. Miata's under center. He's going to hand it out to Kamani once again. Kamani trucking his way through some defenders, not wanting to go down, as it takes a whole barrage of Sunset defenders to bring him down.
And what the coaches love most, not only did he fall forward, but you had players run up. That was number 50, I think, that ran up and pushed him forward to just gain an extra yard, maybe a half a yard. The coaches love that.
Yeah, especially they love when, their offensive line tries to give the running back more space and more, just push him forward, and that's going to move the sticks, bring up another first down for the Wolverines. As Miata's in shock formation, Anthony Rubio once again in motion as he's going to take the handoff to the outside. Cuts in, and that looks like he's going to move the chains once again as he gets inside the 10-yard line.
Let's talk about the blocking on that play. I think he had his whole offensive line that just was blocking for him, and then all the receivers, just really nice blocking there.
And it actually looks like that the blocking, there was a mistake in terms of the receivers. Robbie actually blocked Vic Perez's guy, confuses him, and he goes ahead and he takes Robbie's guy. Really good job by Vic Perez, quick thinking. It's the same play that they ran already earlier this drive.
Yeah, at the 7-yard line. Miatas, once again under center, he's going to hand it off. I think that's Bo Humphrey, and he's going to be brought down from what looks like the 3-yard line. There is a Sunset player down in the backfield with his helmet off.
Yeah, it looks like he's in a lot of pain as one of the trainers for Sunset comes out onto the field to help him out.
Took out Kamani before that play. Put in Bo Humphrey with the run up the middle. Nice power back. He's a sophomore, just as Kamani Alexander.
Yeah, I know a lot of people, might look past Bo because of his size, but don't let that size fool you. He's a very powerful running back, and he's had some good opportunities and good plays with the loss of Aiden Hialdo early in the season.
Yeah, Bo is certainly a fan favorite on top of all that. Just about everybody loves Bo. Love to see him get the ball. Everybody on the sideline, encourage him. Just everybody's on his side, always helping him out. It's a great thing that you love to see from the teammates here.
Yeah, he provides a lot of good depth to this running back core that the Wolverines have, along with Marky Ruiz. The backup running backs are a really key part of this offense and just keep them going.
Yeah, and that's really good for a coach and for a team in general to have that much depth. As we talked about earlier, the loss of Aiden Hialdo early in the season was a very devastating loss, but when you have that many guys that are willing to step up and can step up, it's very vital for your team.
And we take a look here. This entire drive, they've kept with the same formation. Just about once they flipped the side of the receivers. They started with the receivers to the right. They moved them to the left. They've kept them there ever since. And it's just been the exact same formation. Let's see if they change things up here in the huddle.
Yeah, I'm sure we're supposed to be seeing a passing play pretty soon. We've only seen Miatas pass it once, and it was on that low screen to Kamani Alexander, which almost resulted in an interception that could have been a really disastrous play. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a pass here into the end zone.
Just this week, we saw a new passing, or we didn't see it, but a new passing play was installed, designed for 3rd down and short and red zone goal line scenarios here. So let's see if they pull that out. We might want to check it out. They might want to check it out.
Yeah, definitely. I'm also looking for a throw here into the end zone. As you can see, the running game has really established itself so far on this drive. And I like how they were easing Miatas into the game so far with that bubble screen. Obviously, we had that overthrow to Kamani Alexander, but I still like, they're trying to give him some short, easy passes thus far.
Yeah, I might want to look for a post kind of wheel concept here. Start to pinch the safeties down in the red zone and looking for that run. So if you put in Kamani Alexander in the backfield, they're going to expect the run, pinch the safety down, and a post wheel concept will look really good. Miatas can throw the ball really well downfield, so definitely want to look at that.
As number 4, who's injured, is able to get up on his own power. We saw Coach Cheney over there giving his support, and we're glad to see that he's able to get up. As the Wolverine offense back on.
2nd and goal.
Bo Humphrey still in the backfield.
From the 3-yard line.
Viadala's on the right side, the tight end. Rubio alongside him. We got Vic Perez and Robbie Lozamo on his left side. Miatas under center. Hand it off to Bo again. And he's tackled short of the goal line.
Ball is carried up the middle.
Yeah, but wasn't able to get that extra push into the end zone to put the Wolverines up on the board there. And I think we're going to be up here with the 3rd down.
At the 1-yard line, they're going to put in Kamani Alexander. See if he can get a push here. Surprising that they're keeping the 2 wide receivers set in.
Yeah, I mean, this close to the end zone, you'd think that, they have some more guys in the middle trying to block for Kamani Alexander, but, we'll see what they do here. It's going to be interesting to see.
I'm surprised they actually ran that last play with Bo because he's a rather small or undersized running back and then you have Kamani Alexander on the bench who's a lot larger than him.
Kamani Alexander gets the handoff and he's in for the touchdown. Wolverines score first. Kamani Alexander.
Yeah, so that's what I was pretty much saying, that they should be running with Kamani Alexander when you're deep in the red zone like that, just a few yards away from scoring a touchdown. And Kamani Alexander is a lot bigger than Bo is, and probably much easier to score with him.
When you are going through one set through the entire drive and you switch it, something is going on. They did 1 wide receiver on each side, and they pushed Robbie as far out and close to the sideline as possible, just to take the corner out of the play. So it's pretty much a one-on-one for Kamani, and he just had to run around the guy and get into the end zone.
Yep, that's going to make it now Kamani's 8th touchdown on the season. As Beteta to kick the extra points. And that is good. Oh, the lights are flickering. I don't know what that was. I don't know if that was a touchdown celebration with the lights or if something happened.
I think that was the touchdown celebration. I saw them kind of practicing with the lights ahead of game time. They were kind of flickering them on and off. So I'm pretty sure it was a celebration rather than a technical difficulty.
It's a rather strange celebration there, as no one could see what was going on when the lights were off.
Yeah, it got really dark here. I mean, we barely even saw that ball go through the uprights. They kind of started doing that while the play was still going on.
And the Wolverines now up 7-0 with 5 minutes and 24 seconds left in this first quarter. As Beteta getting ready to kick off. So, guys, what was your thought on that first drive offensively for the Wolverines?
I thought it was a really nice drive, but at the same time, it was pretty expected almost. I mean, they ran it on almost every play, not much passing. I would hope to see passing on future plays.
Yeah, for sure, but nothing really. They didn't take out their passing formation. Usually 11 personnel. They have 3 wide receivers and a tight end. Haven't taken that out. In fact, they haven't used that much this season at all. Definitely want to see that used today.
Yeah, I definitely want to see Calvaidas get some more targets. As Beteta running up, kick the ball. Another deep kick as another returnable kick. Oh, and he muffs the kick. Gets up. Through his tackles there. Trying to push his way through. And he gets close to the 25-yard line once again.
You can see the baby powder that the student section was celebrating with after that touchdown on the field right now. It looks pretty foggy.
Yeah, it definitely does. I really love the senior section, what they've done this year. I mean, it's just awesome to see the environment. So Sunset coming on the field for their second offensive drive. They're going to want to do something better than the quick 3-and-out we saw last time. As still getting ready. They'll have one receiver on each side. Running back in the backfield. Shotgun formation. As going to be a timeout for Sunset.
Note the fullback there. Definitely looking for a power type of run.
Yeah, very interesting to see. We didn't see any fullbacks in the last drive. Looks like they're trying to go for something new here.
Fullback means one of two things. Either A, they don't trust their own line, and that's good for us. That shows our D-line has been great on the pass rush. Or B, they're looking for the power run. So either one of those things, we want to expect them.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that they put the fullback in there. As you mentioned, it's not really that they don't trust their own line. I feel like it's just this defensive line is too much. I mean, you have Davion Dixon, Gavin Schmarson, and Jarvis Johnson putting pressure on your quarterback. It's always good to have an extra blocker in the backfield.
Yeah, and I think this team knows how much of a threat that front seven is, especially on the Wolverine side. As we mentioned, Jarvis Johnson, Gavin, and Davion Dixon, the big three on that front seven. And we also have, as we said earlier, Acosta, Addison Arnold, who can, get some rushes in there too.
Yeah, we talked about the sacks, but how about the tackles for loss? Gavin Schmarslin with 28 tackles for loss. I mean, absolutely incredible.
Yeah, that is absolutely ridiculous. And we didn't mention it, but Davion Dixon actually has an offer from Florida State University, so congratulations to him.
Yeah, getting an offer at such a young age. I mean, he's only a freshman, and you're getting an offer from a Power 5 school in the ACC. That's very impressive.
Yeah, as Sunset running back takes the carry, gain of 4 on that play. So far, their best running play of the game.
Actually, not the only offer that we can talk about. Gabo Valladolid had a verbal offer from FIU, his first offer. Definitely something for him to be excited about, and maybe they're going to try to get him the ball more today than they have this season. And with only a couple catches this season, it shows how good of a blocker he is if he's getting offers from D1 schools.
Yeah, definitely great for him. As we know, maybe not getting all the catches, but we know he still has an impact for the team. As quarterback gets the handoff, rush coming, throws the ball, and it's intercepted. Oh, wait, there's a fumble. Oh, they're going to call it incomplete.
It was dropped by Felix, the senior, who switched over from running back this year. Definitely surprised that he dropped it as he was playing running back. See, he has hands. He's a good player. He's got hands. He's playing the nickel cornerback, just jumped the route. It looks like it was overthrown.
Yeah, if that was ruled an interception, it probably would have also been ruled a fumble because it looked like he had gained possession of that ball and then kind of dropped it there.
Yeah, so it's twice now that Sunset has almost had interceptions. It looks like throwing to the same place too. Lucas Amaya and Felix Arbuzius both jumping the route on that left side. So looks like they want to go to a different play right there.
2 missed out routes, both to the same side of the field. Both have almost ended in interceptions. Definitely want to get away from that.
Yeah, as you can see, fullback once again on the field. Quarterback in shotgun formation. He's going to hand it off.
Penalty on the play.
And that's going to be a false start on Sunset.
False start on the
That'll move him back 5 yards.
Somewhere on the right side of the own line. Just got a bit jumpy there.
The Wolverines are going to have to take advantage of any penalties that are called in their favor tonight.
Yeah, and earlier in the season, especially in games like LaSalle, you can see that the Wolverines kind of struggled to get those opportunities, but as the season progressed, it looked like they were finally able to, pounce on those opportunities.
And a little thing that you don't really think about, the O-line, when they had the false start, they jump back rather than forward. On a running play, you want to jump forward, go up to make the blocks. They're jumping back. Definitely not a good thing, and that's why the run has not been successful so far.
Yeah, it's definitely a good point you make right there, Javi, about the run game. You can see how much they're struggling right now. That 4-yard carry has so far been their best carry. This is once again the fullback in the backfield. Quarterback takes a snap, looking to throw. Another out route. That's going to be caught by number 11. He's going to be brought down close to the first down marker. We'll see what they call it. And that will move the chains. So that's going to be the first down of the game for Sunset.
Really nice hit by Lucas Amaya. I thought the ball was going to pop out there, and there's kind of a whoa from the crowd off that hit.
And also, you look at that was a double curl concept, pretty simple. Had the fullback running out in a flat. He was wide open, definitely a mistake in the coverage there. Quite surprised. And he actually ran forward, got the first down, and went back. Surprised that they didn't call him behind the first down marker.
Yeah, it was a very close call right there, and now I'll move the chains for Sunset. Looking for another play right here. Quarterback once again in shotgun formation. Take the snap. Fake handoff, and the quarterback's going to run. He's not going to go anywhere. That's Jarvis Johnson, I believe, on the tackle for loss. And he is already making his presence be known.
Really nice tackle there, but I'm not sure what the point of that play call was for Sunset. That quarterback did not have any of the speed that he needed to get away from any defender on this Belen Wolverines team.
But also, we have to look at it. The fake handoff, the guy went completely behind him. He wasn't faking the handoff to anybody. I mean, it was a really big mistake there. Now, they got a really long way to go here on second down.
Yeah, I noticed that too, that when he was faking the handoff, he faked it on the other side of where the running back was. So it was a fake handoff that didn't fake anyone out. As that's going to bring up a second and long here. Second and 14, quarterback going to throw. It's intercepted by Louis Consuegra. And he's got an open field ahead of him. That's going to be a pick six. Touchdown Wolverines.
The senior safety for Belen Jesuit had that neck strain injury, and already a few games back in, and he's already getting pick sixes. Nice way to close off his senior season. And wow, what a nice play there.
Yeah, really good. Right up the middle, number 7 was running a route, and he seemed to throw a bullet pass rather than just throwing it up over the top. Louis just picked it off, and he's a fast guy. He ran track last year. This guy can run. He can fly down the field. You saw it going down the left sideline and into the end zone.
Yep, that's going to make it Louis Consuegra's 5th interception of the year and his first pick six. As we know against Somerset, he had I believe a 97-yard interception return that didn't go for a touchdown, but here he finally gets into the end zone.
Nice play by Consuegra, but really bad play from that quarterback. Really bad read. I mean, Consuegra was just standing there, wasn't really moving, and the ball was just thrown right at him.
That's that down on the extra points, and that's another good one. Wolverines now up 14-0, 2 minutes and 40 left in this first quarter.
Not to mention, there looked to be about 4 or 5 guys in the area. It looked like that was just about a two-read throw. It was just about 2 guys he could throw to. One was a one-on-one, the other one was like a one-on-5. He throws to the one-on-5, just got a big read there. It's a bad throw, big mistake.
Yeah, and he didn't really try to zip it in there either. He kind of just softly tossed it. I mean, that's guaranteed to be an interception.
Yeah, I think that's probably the easiest interception Louis Consuegra has ever had, playing for the Belen football team. Terrible throw and read by the quarterback there. I mean, just there was no Sunset receiver in the area. Kind of reminds me of, unfortunately, as a Dolphins fan, it kind of reminded me of that throw that Tua made against the Jaguars where there was no Dolphin receiver in the area. Fortunately, it came to mind, but Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Actually, quite a similar mistake too. It kind of threw a bit more of a bullet style pass. Kind of threw it low while he should have thrown it up over the top. That was ideal. It was just a route. It was a streak right up the middle, and he just decided to bullet it right down the middle rather than float it up over the top. That's what you're supposed to do on these streak routes.
Yeah,
Big
that's definitely what we're supposed to do right there, but not what Sunset wanted there. So Beteta going to kick off again for the Wolverines. We know that Beteta has a leg right now. He made a 50-yarder against Somerset. I mean, the guy has an absolute leg. Trained with professional kickers like Jason Sanders. Okay, it's going to be another short one. Sunset recovers about the 15-yard line. And a big tackle. Flipped the Sunset returner over, and that's going to hype up the sideline.
Really nice tackle there from Victor Torres, who plays in the secondary. He just went low on the returner there and just flipped him over his back. Really nice tackle.
The sophomore can play both as a corner and as a linebacker there, and he gets low, and it looks like that the runner almost flipped over, but still a nice return up to the 35-yard line. But Belen clearly dominating so far, 14-0, and we're still in the first quarter.
Evan Sunset coming on the field for their third drive. Their first two drives have been nothing short of abysmal. First drive, 3 and out. Second drive, pick 6. So they're just looking for any type of momentum right now. And this is not a game where they want to be down big quickly as we see so far. Quarterback going to keep it. Gavin Marsland there to bring him down quickly. Another awkward handoff there.
Yeah, but the big thing was he didn't seem to attack the hole. There wasn't much of a hole there, but he's got to go right up the middle, and he's got to run fast because Gavin Marsland was just waiting there, perfectly formed, and he wasn't able to run by him. He just kind of jogged through the hole.
So far, there's been a lot of miscommunication on this Sunset offense, and the Wolverines have certainly been taking advantage of that.
Offense is almost playing scared in a way.
Yeah, the quarterback looked like he was hesitating in the backfield. You can't really do that when you have such fast people on the front seven that can just, their instincts can take you down quickly. And this will bring up a second down for Sunset. Quarterback takes a handoff, looking to throw. And incomplete pass, going to bring up a third down.
Incomplete.
Really low pass as he tried to throw it to the opposite sideline. It seemed like he just didn't have the arm to do that. And the Wolverines force another incompletion.
A double slant concept. That was Jansen Wallace there on the coverage. And Jamari there as a linebacker covering the other slant. It looks like they ran it just about at the same distance. So Jamari, who was behind, looks like he was almost able to get a hand on it.
Yeah, as you said, a very low throw right there. Not another bad throw by the quarterback. That's going to bring a third down here. This is going to be a big third down for Sunset, just to try and gain any momentum. Quarterback takes a handoff again. Pressure coming quickly. And he's going to be taken down by Jarvis Johnson. Just pushed him to the floor.
He had pressure coming from both sides, and from Gavin Schmarson and Jarvis Johnson. Johnson just got there beforehand. Really nice sack there, as I believe Johnson leads this team in sacks.
He does. That's going to make it now his 12th or 13th sack on the season, I believe. No, that's going to be his 12th sack of the season. As you said, he does lead the team.
Jarvis didn't even wrap on that tackle. He just led with his shoulder and dropped him right to the floor.
I mean, that's a big hit. Looked like he didn't provide any effort. He just went up to the quarterback, pushed him to the ground, and there was nothing he could do. As a punt here from it's blocked! And they're going to return it. Sunset thought that they couldn't return it. And it's going to be pushed out of bounds.
I think that was Jamari Burke Speller on that return as he picked it up.
Yeah, Jamari picks up the blocked punt. Gavin Marsland blocking the punt right there. And it looked like Sunset didn't think that they were able to return it. They just stood there at first. Lucky for them, they were able to. I think the punter was the one that prevented the touchdown, but poor awareness there.
And I thought Speller was going to take that one to the house.
And we also noticed that all of these punts they've been able to get through on every single one of these. And there was a flag down and a marker. So maybe they weren't actually able to return it. I think they were, just a flag that was down right as he got the ball.
Maybe, or they're just Or yes. Oh, it's going to be a blindside block. So that's going to erase the positive return by Jamari.
I mean, they must have called that flag very quickly because as soon as he picked up the ball, the flag was in the air.
As the senior section already hyped as they can be after that big defensive play.
And it seems like as if this Wolverines team is feeding off that energy that the student section is providing them with.
Yep, as you can see, Bo Humphrey in the backfield. Miatas looking to throw. He's going to throw a deep one. Looking for Jansen Wallace. And that's going to be intercepted by Sunset. Taken down by Jansen Wallace. And that's going to be an interception for Miatas.
He had Wallace going deep, and Wallace did have a lot of separation off that corner. It's just Miatas really underthrew that ball, got tipped up by the corner, and then the safety who was coming in just picked it off and fell right into his basket.
Two things to take away from that play there. A really nice route concept. You have an out, and then an out from Zach Sunderland, number 8, and an up from Jansen Wallace. And the out was wide open. Both the guys went over with the bomb. Miatas got a big greedy. He underthrew it. Whenever they're putting in Jansen, they're looking for a deep ball to him. So if he ever gets into the game, watch that.
Yeah, and that's a big break for Sunset right there after the blocked punt. They're able to get the ball right back from a big defensive play by their secondary. So we'll see what they can do now to try and capitalize off that turnover. As we can see now, no fullback in the backfield. Quarterback's going to take the handoff. And it's going to be, almost intercepted.
Pass is broken up.
2 hitches there from both the receivers. And Jamari and Jansen played that perfectly. Now we look at this. They were sitting right there. But they're right now, they've already resorted to just throwing the ball. They're behind. It's the first quarter, and they're looking to throw the ball rather than run it.
Yeah, the Wolverines are still stacking the box, and it looks like the Wolverines just have no confidence that this quarterback is gonna, pose a threat to them.
Yeah, as you can see, I mean, this Wolverine defense is making the quarterback very uncomfortable. That's a theme we've seen so much this season. And it's forcing some errant throws right there, as we just saw in that last play. And that's going to bring up a second down right here. Another throw. Pressure coming quickly. And it's going to be an overthrow. Looks like Davion Dixon was getting there right from the middle.
He had number 5 there on the seam, and it looks like Wolverines defender might have gotten away with a little hold there on him. That could have been a really big play if that pass was completed.
Another thing, Zach Acosta that was there on the coverage to make the stop. But we noticed Chanley Pierre is in. We have Jamari, 2 non-starters, and Jake Amejo just went in for a couple plays. So they're already rotating in guys, keeping them fresh, make sure that they can play in the playoffs. Don't want to risk an injury here.
Yeah, if the Wolverines win their next 2 games, including this one, they will clinch a spot in the playoffs. So these are some of the biggest games of their season.
Yeah, the latter half of the season, very important for this Wolverine team to make the playoffs, as it's going to be a handoff here to the running back and not going to get anywhere. There's a flag on the play. So we'll see what that's going to be, who that's going to be called on.
Love to see how they trust Jamari in coverage. He's done a great job covering all these slant routes and hitch routes.
Yeah, he's definitely held his own thus far.
But Somerset might want to switch their fastest receiver out into the slot there because he is a linebacker, so might be able to get by him there. Definitely something that they want to look at.
And that looked like it was going to be a false start on Sunset. The Wolverines going to decline the penalty. Bring up a 4th down here. That's going to bring up the punt unit.
Another stop for this Wolverines defense. And I think this Wolverines defense has a really good shot at getting another shutout tonight. This is not really a high-powered offense that they're going up against, and it's a high-powered defense that Belen has.
Watch for another possible block here. They've had some issues here trying to block the rush.
Great time learning new culinary skills, all while helping kids battling cancer? If so, please join Sebastian Strong's Cooking for Hope and Silent Auction on Saturday, November 13th. For more details, please visit www.sebastianstrong.org.
We are grateful to the Belen business partners for their support. The mission of Belen Jesuit is not only to support the formation of the young men of Belen Jesuit, but to inspire them to be men for others. Thanks to their contributions, we are able to do just that.
The Belen Alumni Association of Jesuit Schools from Cuba and Miami would like to thank this year's presenting sponsor for the Rick Raymundes Class of 90 Alumni Tailgate and Homecoming Game, Raymundes Spellici Architects, and the rest of our tailgate and game sponsors, A to Z Injury Law, Audley Bosch Class of 94 and Family, BLN Networking Group, Branger Brits, Kawi Bottling Company Incorporated, Cerveceria La Tropical, Chisholm Law and Title, Glesenio Luis, Class of 76 and Family, FPG Wholesale Incorporated, Insure Insurance Brokers, Just Logo It, PAAST, Accounting Firm, Paredes Architects, Sedano Supermarkets, The Tank Brewing Company, Uber Technologies Inc., and USI Insurance. Again, the Belen Alumni Association of Jesuit Schools from Cuba and Miami would like to thank these sponsors for their contributions. The Belen Alumni Association of Jesuit Schools from Cuba and Miami would like to thank this year's presenting sponsor for the Rick Raymundes Class of 90 Alumni Tailgate and Homecoming Game, Raymundes Spellici Architects, and the rest of our tailgate and game sponsors, A to Z Injury Law, Audley Bosch Class of 94 and Family, BLN Networking Group, Branger Brits, Kawi Bottling Company Incorporated, Cerveceria La Tropical, Chisholm Law and Title, Glesenio Ruiz, Class of 76 and Family, FPG Wholesale Incorporated, Insure Insurance Brokers, Just Logo It, PAAST Accounting Firm, Paredes Architects, Sedano Supermarkets, The Tank Brewing Company, Uber Technologies Incorporated, and USI Insurance. Again, the Belen Alumni Association of Jesuit Schools from Cuba and Miami would like to thank these sponsors for their contributions.
Gain of 2 on that play.
Love to see the receiver rotation here. We have Zach Sunderland and Matthew Barturnan here at receiver. We have Bo Humphrey in at running back and Marky Ruiz as well.
Yeah, a lot of depth for those offensive skill positions there. And also missing their second wide receiver, Nico Smith, with a broken leg. Very rough and very devastating injury. But as they say, next man up, and that's what they're doing here. It looks like Bo Humphrey gets the handoff. It's going to get a good carry here as there is a Wolverine player down. I believe that's Ian Johnson, the offensive lineman.
This is very concerning. He has an injury history and one of the best O-linemen here.
Yeah, definitely one of the better offensive linemen the Wolverines got. And we see him cramp up a lot in games. Hopefully this is just a cramp, but yeah, he does have a history of getting injuries.
And we were talking about Nico Smith. He's down there on the sideline on a wheelchair, a broken leg, with Christian Soto, who's also injured, part of that running back depth. And everybody here is on the knee for the Belen sideline. Really concerning here.
Yeah, you really hate to see Ian go down like that. He's a really likable player, and you just never like to see a player get injured like that.
The leader for the offensive line, clearly the senior, if I'm not mistaken, has been one of the bright spots here on the O-line. He's done a really good job.
Looks like he's about to get up.
And he is going to get up. Good to see that he's able to get up on his own power right there. Looks like he has a little bit of a limp, but glad to see him back on his feet. Looks like he's jogging, so good to see there that he's able to recover.
This gives you an opportunity to put in different linemen. I think now that's Nick Leon here going into the lineup, the sophomore.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 for the Wolverines here. Are you guys going to expect a pass or another run here?
I'm not really sure. I mean, this offense isn't that predictable. I mean, you get the passes, but then you wouldn't be surprised to see a run on 3rd downs, etc.
And we do see the run here. That's Kamani Alexander trying to fight for more yards.
Kamani Alexander on the carry.
Looks like he's going to be short of the 1st down marker.
Gain of 3.
Yeah, picked up 1 or 2 yards there. Lost Ian Johnson on the right side of the offensive line. They run it to the left side of the offensive line.
And it looks like Coach Chain's going to keep the offense on the field and going to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, really gutsy call here by Coach Chain, but this team does have the lead, and it looks like the defense isn't giving up that many yards. So I'm not really surprised by this call.
Yeah, we know that Coach Cheney isn't afraid to make these gutsy calls. It's going to be another handout to Kamani Alexander, and that's going to move the chains there. 7-yard pickup on the play, going to move the chains.
Kind of surprised they ran it there. I mean, you run it 4 straight plays, and then you run it also on 4th down. Really risky call there.
Really like what they did, though. Going for it on 4th down, that's something that you're going to have to do in playoff games. That's something you're going to have to do next year and the year after that. So definitely want to get Miatis and the rest of the team into a habit for doing it.
Yeah, definitely want to get a feel for those big 4th down calls right there. Glad that he's doing it early. As Miata's looking to throw. Matthew Barturin looked like it was a little high. And looks like the Belen fans did not like that hit by number 12.
Yeah, definitely. Should have been a flag there. Was a bit overthrown, but he still could have caught it, but he got laid after the hit. Glad to see he's back up. He's a tough player.
Yeah, don't let that size of Barturin fool you. He's a tough player. Even after those big hits, he'll get right back up and go on to the next play. You love to see that, especially you just love to see that from any player in general.
It's really good to see from the slot wide receiver position because they'll take a lot of hits from linebackers.
As Miatis going to throw, look like he'll play action. Going to throw deep. He's got his receiver, and that's a touchdown. Number 2, Nick Vieto on the touchdown reception.
Nico Vieto, I believe that's his first touchdown on the year. And let's talk about that elite ball placement by Andres Miatis there. Really nice pass.
And also something to look at. You got an out from Matthew Barturin, and you're going with an out and up from Nico Vieto. Nico Vieto, he has really good hands, probably one of the players with best hands here on the team. Throws it to the outside, kind of unnecessary as there's nobody there. But Nico is able to bring it in, and the out and up kind of just throws them off. They didn't expect it, as they should have really, because there's no reason for them to do 2 outs in the same spot.
Yeah, and where Jose said absolutely true. Elite ball placement there by Andres Miatis, putting it where Nico Vieto can catch it and score. And with Alejo Beteta on the extra point here, it's going to make it a 21-0 game. So a dominating start by the Wolverines as we just started this second quarter.
What a quick start for Belen Jesuit, and I think they're aiming right now for a running clock. You need to be up by 35 points, I believe, to get that running clock, and I think that's this team's main goal right now.
Yeah, they want to give the fans here a treat, with a shutout and just a dominating performance right now as the senior section is still happy as can be with this performance.
And something you love to see, a great route combination, and also the out and up is something we have not seen utilized much, and it's so incredibly unguardable. Players have such a big time guarding it here at this level, at the college level, and even at the NFL level. It's considered one of the best routes out there.
Number 43, Ryan Hernandez checking in on the kickoff. As Bedetta getting ready to kick off once more.
Ryan Hernandez, the junior, plays as a cornerback.
And the kick is up there. They blow the whistle. That's weird to see that there's a
number 27, Victor Torres. He was across the line before the kick was made.
Interesting. We don't really see that very often. False start on a kickoff. Rarely see that. That's going to push them back 5 yards.
Actually, in fact, we saw that 2 weeks ago with Addison Arnold. He jumped the line, so might want to look at that. Shouldn't be too big of an issue. It's only pushing them back 5 yards. But in big games, that field position makes a huge difference. So don't want to clean that up.
Yeah, I mean, right now they're up 21-0, so I'm sure this is not the biggest thing that this team is worrying about. But yeah, in bigger games that the Wolverines will have in the future, it's a mistake that you can't have.
They're getting ready, running up, and boom, there we go. Another returnable kick here. Sunset looking to return it. Zach Acosta with a good tripping tackle right there. Able to bring him down at around the 25-yard line. And there's flags going on. Looked like there was a little bit of scuffle there.
You see Ryan Hernandez running with his hands up, saying that he didn't do anything. He was pushed down saw the flag come out. That'll probably be an unnecessary roughness penalty. Push him back 15 yards.
Yeah, it looks like Sunset already getting a little bit salty there. Down 21-0.
Ryan Hernandez does like to talk his fair share of trash. Maybe got Somerset to kind of make that mistake. Draw the penalty.
So Sunset coming on the field for another offensive drive. We'll see what they can do here. Down 21-0. You can expect a lot of passes here. Already down big. You can't really trust the running game. Hasn't even done particularly well for them. So they're definitely going to be looking to throw here, as earlier the penalties, they're going to offset.
I'm going to be honest with you, the throwing game has not been great for them either.
Yeah, it really hasn't, but it looks like they're already getting desperate here. And we're not even at halftime yet. Gets a snap. Looks like it's going to be a handoff. Running back gets a few yards there. Might be a gain of 4 or 5. Gain of 4 on that play. Gonna bring up a 2nd and 6.
I mean, this offense has been just so inconsistent. If you really want to move the ball, you're going to have to pull out a trick play, because if not, I'm not sure that you're even going to cross midfield.
Yeah, we're not seeing any creativity from the Sunset offense. No players in motion. I mean, we've had a few read options, but they haven't been executed well at all. I mean, I don't see anything that Sunset's doing that's going to keep the Wolverine defense on their toes.
Yeah, and the play calling for Sunset also, it's not really, it's a very predictable play calling offense.
As a good run there for Sunset, flag there on the play. That's going to be Sunset's biggest run of the night. We're going to have a first down. We'll see what the flag is.
We can talk about the play calling, but the play design has not been too bad. So we see number 7 there, the wide receiver, was brought all the way to the sideline. We saw the same thing with Robbie, just to completely take his corner out of the play. That was, looks like Stefan Borrero. And even Lucas Amaya started to bite over, expecting possibly a slant, almost taking 2 guys out of the play.
That's going to be Gavich Marcelin checking in for Charles Nunez there.
Penalty on the play.
And I think it was a penalty on the Wolverines for a hit to the helmet on that tackle.
Against the Wolverines.
So that's going to move Sunset forward and the Wolverines back into their own territory.
And I just mentioned Amaya getting pulled away from the play over there by the wide receiver. And he looks like he came in with a late hit there, and he's the one that picked up the penalty.
As Sunset calls the timeout there. And as you said, that unnecessary hit by Amaya. We know Coach Cheney isn't going to like that. He's all about, team discipline there, not having those unnecessary flags called.
Yeah, Amaya, linebacker. These guys just see contact. They're looking to hit. And Amaya was just sprinted across the field. Guys being brought down, and he just instinctually went for a hit.
Helping kids battling cancer? If so, please join Sebastian Strong's Cooking for Hope and Silent Auction on Saturday, November 13th. For more details, please visit www.sebastianstrong.org.
We are grateful to the Belen business partners for their support. The mission of Belen Jesuit is not only to support the formation of the young men of Belen Jesuit, but to inspire them to be men for others.
That Sunset and Wolverines back on the field after that timeout. Sunset finally in Wolverine territory. That's going to be another handoff there. Not going to get as much as that last play. Going to get, I believe, 1 or 2 yards there.
And here's when you might want to get rid of the 3 wide receiver set. If you're going to run the ball, you might want to put in as many linemen, tight ends as possible, because they've done such a poor job running the ball. You just might want to overload the box, just get some power running in there.
Yeah, definitely going to want to look at that if you're Sunset.
Yeah, because of that, I wouldn't be surprised to see if they keep putting that fullback in there. We saw them put him out there. I think this defensive line is just too much for the O-line of Sunset, and I think they're just going to dominate this game.
I mean, it's too much for most offensive lines to handle with how much talent there is on that front seven. It's going to be hard for any team to contain as the quarterback takes a snap, looking to throw. Pressure coming. And that's going to be caught. A great catch right there by number 12. It's a fantastic catch.
We talk about elite ball placement. That was where only he could get it. He dove, he made the catch, kind of had to slide into it. A really nice throw to make a really nice catch. And it was a nice slant route, got by his man. It's a really tough route to guard, and with a perfect throw, it's unguardable.
Yeah, really nice decision there from the quarterback. We've seen him struggle throughout the night, but that was certainly a different story on that play.
Yeah, it looks like Sunset's actually, keeping a well-executed drive going. They're in Wolverine territory at what I believe is the 26-yard line. And yeah, they're putting together a solid drive right now. Let's see if they can keep it going and get some points on the board because they really need it.
Really interesting there. They're going to huddle up again. Had an idea of what the Wolverine defense was going to give them a look of.
And we'll see what Sunset's going to bring out of the bag of tricks here. Receiver in motion, number 12 in motion. Another handoff down the middle. Not going to get much there. Davion Dixon down there. And it looks like the running back is injured, still on the ground after that tackle.
This is really going to damage that Sunset offense if he stays injured. I'm not sure if it was a cramp or just a muscle injury, but if they lose him for the rest of this game, they're going to have to go down to their backup running back. And against this defense, I'm not really sure how that's going to work out.
Well, you can take a look at this. That slant route worked really well. That's the only slant route that's really worked for them. They ran a couple, and really the only throw that's been made decently. So definitely want to look at more throwing the ball, because if your quarterback's able to make throws like the last one, then you can move on this defense. It's not, invulnerable, but it is a very good defense. They'll make plays. They'll make interceptions.
Yeah, we just saw an interception there too, pick 6. This defense, has already come out to play. I mean, they're fighting like dogs out there, and they're not gonna. This is a very bend but don't break defense. We've seen a lot of goal line stands, red zone stands, and don't be surprised if we see another one, especially after the loss of Sunset's starting running back.
Let's take a look back at the last play. Davion Dixon just makes a stop for the run on the inside run. He's a big guy. He makes G look small, and G is a really big dude. So Davion is really good for those run stuff plays. That's what he specializes in, but he's also a great pass rusher.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to see their size and height, considering that they're only sophomores. By the time they get to senior year, I can't even imagine what they're going to look like.
Yeah, I mean, imagine seeing Davion Dixon as a senior and going up against him. I'm sure that's extremely frightening. I mean, it's frightening to go up against him now, and he's only a freshman.
As you can see, the running back for Sunset hopping on one leg. Glad to see that he is still up.
And Davion Dixon just transferred here from Palmer Trinity, where he played on varsity since 7th grade.
That is absolutely insane to think about. A 7th grader playing on varsity with juniors, seniors, and some sophomores. I mean, that's insane. This guy's been, dangerous from the start.
And you can talk about our best 7th grader, Amari Irving, who's just playing in middle school. Imagine him playing up at this level. That was Davion Dixon just a couple years back.
Quarterback looking to throw. Pressure comes from Jarvis Johnson, and that's going to be another interception. He's got to return. That's Louis Consuela once again. His second pick of the day, and that's going to bring up number 6 on the year for him.
2 interceptions already for Louis Consuela, the senior. And he's having a phenomenal game so far.
And another bad throw by the Sunset quarterback. Overthrows his receivers, doesn't put in the place it needs to be, and Consuela is right there for the interception.
I mean, I think the wide receiver should be thankful because it was a really nice route. It was an out and up, kind of slanted it towards the safety. But if he made that throw properly, he would have gotten lit up by Louis Consuela, and he would have taken a really tough hit there.
Now instead of the hit, it's another interception for Louis Consuela, and it's going to bring the Wolverine offense back onto the field. And after what looked like a promising drive for Sunset, it's going to end with one play right there. As it's Mialis takes the snap, looking to throw. Has Kamani Alexander from the backfield. Oh, that's right. That's Bo Humphrey in the backfield.
Not much on that play for Miatis, as he tried to target the backup running back, just had 3 defenders just all over him.
And love to see new wide receivers getting in there. That was TJ James getting in the slot, the sophomore. Hasn't gotten onto the field too much, but definitely want to get him the ball. He can make some plays. He's also got really good hands. And it looks like that's also Bryce Fitzgerald, number 14, taking that number from Nico Smith, who's injured, playing on the outside, also ran a slant. Just got moved up from JV last week, and he's already onto the varsity field.
And there's going to be a timeout there.
Timeout taken by the Knights.
The Knights will take another timeout.
Looking to reorganize this defense, try to get a stop after throwing that pick.
And keep your eyes on number 14. He was making plays in JV. He was most clearly their best player. He scored a good portion of those touchdowns, and he can make nothing turn into something. And that's what he specializes at. He will drop his shoulder, and he will go up, make plays. He can do everything on the field.
Yeah, and really quickly, I just want to mention the absolute banger that the senior section is playing right now. Ain't No Mountain High or Low by Marvin Gaye. Great song. Glad they're playing that. Just something to talk about during this timeout. So both teams coming back onto the field. 5 minutes and 22 seconds left in this first half. Wolverines up 20-0 and looking to extend that lead here.
Keeping the same 2 wide receivers in, you wonder if Miatis will even play in the second half at the rate of this game.
Yeah, so far we're on pace for a blowout. I mean, you can already say it's a blowout, 21-0.
Jansen Wallace gets the handoff. And he's going to be taken down. That was a good tackle there by the Sunset defender.
Really nice wrap up from the corner, getting a tackle out in space. Nice solo tackle from him.
Yeah, tackle for loss there. It's going to be up a 3rd and 9 as Marky Ruiz is going to be checking in for Jansen Wallace.
And a couple things I really don't like when they put in Jansen on offense. I mean, he's probably one of the top offensive players. But whenever they put him in, they're giving him the ball. And teams at this rate have realized that. Because the majority of the time that he's in, he's getting the ball, or they're looking for him, and sometimes they force it to him. Now, he can make plays, so that's good that he's getting the ball. But you don't want him in. Every time he's in, he's getting the ball.
Yeah, looking to throw, and he's got Marky Ruiz from the backfield. Looks like he got enough for the first down. And from the looks of it, that will move the chains. So good catch and good job getting to the first down marker.
They've run the same receiving play 3 times. Had Bryce here on a bomb, and you had Tyler James on an out route.
So it's going to be another throw by Miatas. Pressure comes, trying to get out, and he's going to complete that pass. Oh no, it's going to be incomplete. Receiver was out of bounds. Looking for Marky Ruiz once again.
In fact, talking about running plays again, they ran this one again. They scored a touchdown on it, so you saw the out and up from Bryce Fitzgerald. He just didn't run it as well, didn't have enough space either. Kind of a lazy out, and he just got the safety knew it was coming. He was able to get some good coverage there.
Marky Ruiz getting back-to-back targets. Pretty surprised by that. We don't really see him get involved that much in the receiving game.
Yeah, get some credit for Miatas too, able to outrun the defender there. As this is another throw, it's going to be a little bit high, but incomplete. Looking for Tyler James there.
Another dangerous play. These screens haven't really been working for this Wolverines offense. That one could have been a pick easily if the corner just took a different angle at the receiver there.
And actually, they ran on the first play of the game. They ran into Vic Perez, and it did work. It just bounced off his hands. Isn't always getting the ball here while he's on the field, and just got a bit scared of maybe getting hit.
So that's going to be a 3rd and 10 here. And that's going to be a timeout by the Wolverines, trying to drop a good play here on 3rd down. So about that last play, yeah, like you said, these screens really haven't been working thus far. We've seen Miatas doing a good job getting the ball out of his hands quickly, so that's a positive there, but unfortunately the throws aren't getting to the right place. They've been pretty high for his receivers so far. We saw the first one to Kamani Alexander, then this one to Tyler James. I mean, he's got to put the ball in the right place.
And he has been getting the ball out quickly. That is one of the most important part about a QB. How quickly can they get the ball out, especially on a slant route? Sometimes QBs just wait until they're around in the middle of the field. You got to throw it as soon as the wide receiver is breaking in. And we also saw on that out and up, Miatas stayed in the pocket. He didn't have to roll out. Just a couple plays ago when they ran the out and up, Miatas had to roll out.
Yeah, we're going to be looking for a throw here for sure on 3rd and 10. Let's see who they're going to target here. As Miata's under center. Looks like Kamani in the backfield. And look like a trick play there. They're gonna it was a handoff to Kamani Alexander and then to Anthony Rubio. It's not going to get much there, as it's still going to bring up a 4th down.
Not much on that play, but you see this team's definitely trying to have fun out there, getting creative with their play calling.
And a really nice play. They use that on JV quite a lot. It's a double handoff, and it goes to the wing guy. He's going to take it right up the middle. He's going to have two lead blockers. And it looks like they both got their man, just a safety. Looks like got there to make the tackle.
Yeah, and that's going to be bring out the punting unit. The first time that we'll see no Zumbano there. Very good punter, has a heck of a leg. And, yep, that's going to be a false drive for the Wolverines as Zumbano. Good punt there. It's going to get a sunset bounce. And it's going to be out of bounds. And no, it's actually going to roll to about the 25-yard line, it looked like. And once again, Sunset will be coming onto the field for the offense. And they're going to need something here.
I mean, all of a sudden, the punt just went completely sideways. Just started creeping up at the sideline at the last moment. Got them an extra 5 yards. Field position is a huge thing. Coaches are always talking about it, so that's why penalties are big. It's a field position. It can really change games. Now, granted, this game doesn't look close. I definitely want to look into that for future games.
Sunset's last drive resulted in that interception that Consuegra was able to get. It was his second of the game, but it looked like they actually were able to put together some nice plays, a few nice passing plays, and nice run plays, but they just weren't able to score. Let's see if they can keep that up this drive.
Yeah, I definitely want to build upon those good plays we had last drive and just want to get something positive down 21. It's going to be a handoff here, and that's not going to go anywhere.
Ball carried up the middle. No gain on the play.
So it's going to be a no gain on the play. Another good job by the Wolverine defensive line. So that's going to bring up a 2nd down.
Good job, front 7 making a stop. We talk about how much star power is up there. Now we got Gabo here, Gabo Valadaladis. He's also a tight end. Not sure if I pronounced his last name correctly, but he's now playing on the D line, and he's a big dude. He can make plays down there.
Yeah, and there's a lot of players on this team that play both sides of the ball. Gabo Valadaladis, Tenemo, and also Jansen Wallace, who is actually the only player in Belen history to have a return touchdown and a receiving touchdown in the same game.
How about that stat? It's a playmaker. That's what it shows even. Get him the ball, and he will make plays. He's fast. Maybe the fastest guy in the school.
So another handoff here. Once again, not going to have much there.
Actually, I said maybe the fastest guy in the school. I'd say without a doubt. Last year, he ran about 50 seconds on the 400, and he was the fastest runner in the 100. Really fast guy. He will make plays.
Let's see, there's a flag there on the play after the play. It looks like it's going to be on Sunset. Couldn't tell from here what it was for. Maybe a hold. But it's going to push Sunset back.
I'm not sure if you guys actually noticed this, but when Gavin Schmarsland went to go up against the offensive lineman that was blocking him, it just took one move to get away from that blocker. I mean, it was so impressive and quick how he was able to evade that offensive lineman.
Yeah, I mean, he's so dangerous on that defensive line. Just one move, and he'll be able to get to your quarterback. And Sunset has not done a very good job of containing him this far. So that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 20 for Sunset.
So 2nd and extremely long. 3rd and long.
3rd and long, rather. Going to throw. And it's going to be another interception. Jansen Wallace with the pick, and he's got speed. Can he get to the outside? He will. That's another pick 6 for the Wolverines.
The 2nd pick 6 on the night. This time it's Jansen Wallace. Before it was Louis Consuegra. And this defense is having a field day out here.
And both of these interceptions have been to 4 defenders in the area. So the wide receiver just kind of slows down, doesn't want to get laid out. Jansen jumps the route. He gets a nice block from Louis, that looked like. Just gets around the edge. And we talked about him being fast. He got around the edge and sprinted into the end zone, completely untouched.
2 defensive touchdowns now for the Wolverines. That is Jansen Wallace's 2nd pick 6 of the year. He has been one heck of a defender.
This is another sequence that I'm not sure what the quarterback is thinking. You mentioned it. There was 4 defenders this time. The quarterback, the receiver that he was targeting wasn't even moving, really. He was slowing down on his route, and he didn't even zip the ball in there. He's just like floating it in there with 4 defenders in the area. That's something that you cannot do.
Beteta's extra point is good. Now 28-0. Wolverine lead. A minute 43 left in the first half. And boy, what a first half for the Wolverines. 2 defensive touchdowns. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and your 2 star players in the secondary, making both of them quite fitting. 2 of your fastest guys here on the team, and they use their speed. And you saw it, they try to get the edge, and they just run by everybody.
Yeah, very beneficial for these football players to do track as well as football. As you can see, utilizing their speed very well. I mean, no one was able to catch them. No one had a chance to bring them down.
To bring up the track topic again, actually, offensive coordinator, Coach Potts, is also the sprint coach. He's at least one of them. And he's been working on the 400, the 200, and the 100 with a lot of his guys. He worked on it last year, and he'll be back here again to work on it. Guys like Jansen Wallace.
Yeah, so it's going to be with this kick by Beteta, Sunset will be getting the ball. It's going to be up a 2-minute drill for them. As it's taking a little bit for the kickoff start. And Beteta running up. And the kick, very deep kick. Might be the deepest kick of the night. Returned by Sunset. Trying to get to the outside. Brought down quickly inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, we take a look at AJ Balsera. We've talked about jumping on these kickoffs. AJ Balsera has been kind of creeping up to the line. He might jump one of these by accident. Definitely is going to need to watch that. Good job chasing down the field. These guys are fast. They chase down. They do conditioning all day. So these guys chase down the field and make the tackle.
So this is going to bring up a 2-minute drill for Sunset. I mean, I can't tell if they just want to get something positive or if they just don't want the ball in Belen's hands again. So I mean, at this point, I can't really tell what their mentality is going to be.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if they're going to try to play conservative or try to score in these 2 minutes. They haven't been able to score in this entire game, and the one drive they did that they were able to get downfield took a lot more than 2 minutes, we could say. So I'm not really sure if they're going to go for the points or just try to avoid a turnover.
Yeah, as you can see, Wolverines look like they're stacking the box, preparing for the run here. And it is going to be a run. It's going to be brought down very quickly. Gabo Varela is very pumped up after that play.
The tight end who has gotten a lot of playing time here on the D-line, surprisingly, it's really one of his first times playing it, at least here in high school. So he's done a good job so far and really impressed the coaches, but they're really looking just to go power run. I talked about this earlier. They had 2 wide receivers off to the side that are just going to block the corner and linebacker. There's power running right down the middle, and it's not working as I thought.
Yeah, and as you can see, Sunset taking their time. They really just don't want Belen to get the ball again because they know they're going to score. So just keeping the ball on the ground, going to run this clock out. Unless they just pull something out of nowhere, but no point in that. See another handoff outside. Once again, absolutely nothing. Defenders right there to make the stop.
I mean, a physical matchup here on the edge. Stefan Moreno completely pancaked his guy, brought him down. And that just represents the whole game. Somerset being completely overpowered by Belen.
So a third down here, third down and 11. I think they just got to let this clock wind down here. 8 seconds left in this first half. And with that, the first half will come to a close. The Wolverines up 28-0. And we will have a special presentation for this halftime.
Of course, announcing the winner of the blue versus gold battle that we saw this week for homecoming. So if you're a student, definitely want to pay attention to that.
over here at the 50-yard line. I'd like to welcome you all to our homecoming game and this special occasion. Not only is it homecoming for our school, but for the alumni, it's a special night because we are honoring a special individual. On March 31st, 2020, we lost a special alumnus, Rick Raimundes. Rick loved tailgate. Rick poured his heart and soul into the tailgate. And this was such a special event for him. So we are honoring him tonight. We are honoring his life. I am represented here by his family, his wife Belkis, his son Peter, his parents, his sister, the class of 1990. Thank you very much. Today was a special day because, again, homecoming is special. Coming home to Belen. Alumni coming home to Belen. Not only that, it's the Belen family coming together to celebrate Belen. But it just so happens that tonight is a special night. By the way, so, from this day forward, whenever we celebrate this event, whenever, it'll be called the Rick Raimundes Alumni Tailgate Party. As a token of this moment, an appreciation to their family and Rick's work. By the way, I loved working with this guy. He's awesome, he was awesome, and I just miss him. As a token, and just to commemorate this moment, we want to give the family a framed jersey with the number 90 to represent his class. And again, to commemorate this morning, and it is this moment. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for sharing this day. I hope you had a great time. This is the beginning. I'll see you all next year. Thank you.
Hold up.
So welcome back to the second half of play. Wolverines up 28-0. And if you tuned in for the announcement, the gold team won the Wolverine run, the Wolverine challenge. So congratulations to my fellow gold members. It was a hard-fought competition, but gold remains on top. So the Wolverines, since they deferred, will start this second half on offense. A big first half for them, 2 defensive touchdowns, an overall dominating performance, and let's see how they come out firing this half. Miata's gonna hand it off to Kamani Alexander. Good run to start off. Looked like about 4 or 5 yard gain.
So much energy in the crowd right now after the announcement. Some people very sad, devastated.
Yeah, they were mosh pitting in that student section after the gold team won. They seemed to be pretty excited over there.
Oh, it was a very exciting announcement. Some of us are covered with powder now, so that's fun.
And they're going to go back to the formation that they did at the very beginning of the game.
And Kamani Alexander takes the handoff, gets a good gain there. That's going to move the sticks. Another powerful run by Kamani Alexander.
Yeah, so this formation they ran right at the beginning of the game. They did a nice bubble screen to Vic Perez. They got the ball then to Kamani Alexander and then Rubio, and they were already inside the 20. So this formation has worked well for them, and they're going back to it to start off the second half.
So at midfield, at about the midfield strike, Miata is in shotgun formation, take the snap. Another handoff to Kamani Alexander. They're feeding him the ball, gets to the outside. Gonna outrun a few defenders and get pushed back out of bounds.
Really nice run there from Alexander. When he bounced to the outside, the linebackers just didn't have the speed to catch up with him, so that caused one of the safeties to come in and try to make that towel.
Yeah, even at his size and strength, Kamani Alexander so fast with the ball in his hands. So another play for the Wolverines already, deep into sunset territory. Looking to start off this half with a bang. As we see Marky Ruiz in motion. To another handoff. This is Bo Humphrey on the carry. Not going to get much yardage there.
Flag on the
flag on play.
Nope, we had a couple substitutions going into that play. Kamani came out, Bo came in. We had Robbie and Vic Perez come in as well at wide receiver.
And a lot more cheering from the Yellows in the senior section. They are still very hyped for that win. So it looks like that flag is going to be on Belen. It's going to move them back a little bit.
The Wolverines have done a really good job of staying disciplined today. Not that many penalties have been called going against them. Most of the penalties have been on Sunset. But overall, I would say we haven't seen that many flags throughout the night.
Yeah, fairly disciplined football that the Wolverines are playing right now. It's great to see it as Miata's under center. Actually, no, shotgun formation. Screen to Robert Lozama. That's going to be his first catch of the day. Nice screen play right there. Nothing much there, a few yards on that gain.
Nice tackle from number 28 there. Was able to get that solo tackle on Robbie Lozama. Lozama's a fairly hard player to bring down by yourself, so really nice job there from that corner.
And they're going to bring back in Bryce Fitzgerald. Mentioned earlier, he just got moved up from JV. And actually, Robbie, who's usually the outside guy, came into the slot here. So he knew something was up when they moved him there, and then they were just looking for the bubble screen to him. Let's see what they do here.
Yeah, Miata's under center, two running backs in the backfield. He's going to roll out. Going to throw it. That pass is going to be complete, but not a lot of yards after the catch. That's going to be number 14, Bryce Fitzgerald, who we were just talking about on the reception.
Yeah, Bryce with a nice out route. We've seen this so many times this game, this formation, and this play be run. A bomb or an out and an up and then an out. Now, granted, it looks like Miata's actually decided to go for the shorter route this time, which he has not multiple times. He's chosen to go deep. And this time, Vic Perez, who ran the deep route, was wide open. He was jumping up and down at about the 10-yard line, asking for the ball.
So that's going to be Third and
snap.
long. Oh, and Miata's going to get sacked very quickly there.
It was a low snap. Miatis didn't really get a good handle of that ball. I'm actually surprised he didn't fumble on that play. He was tackled, but he only had like one hand on the ball. He didn't have that ball tucked under his armpit.
So that's going to bring up a first down for Sunset. Now, they went for it on 4th down. On 4th and 15, that's going to give Sunset the ball. Interesting call there. Don't really see Belen go for it a lot on 4th and long. Usually only see that at the very ends of games when you have to get back in the game. But very interesting there. It looked like they just wanted to stay on the field.
Purpose was simply just to get Miatis used to throwing the ball. You're going to have those 4th down scenarios. Those next 2 years, playoff games, they're going to have to go for it on 4th down. You're down. There's about a minute left, 2-minute drill. You're going to have to go for it on 4th down many times. They want Miatis to learn how to use his arm and learn how to work those 4th downs, not taking avoiding sacks, simple stuff like that. But the guy came in on block and got the sack.
Yeah, I like how they're showing Miatis a lot of new scenarios that could happen in games in the future, especially in the playoffs. You want to get your young quarterback a lot of experience with different kinds of plays, different kinds of scenarios, and like what Coach Cheney and the rest of the coaching staff is doing.
What I don't like is the amount of formations they've used. Yet to see 11 personnel go out there. It's been 2 wide receivers the entire game. 11 personnel is what they use when they want to pass. The formations can vary in that, but we're yet to see that. It's been constantly 21 and 12 personnel.
It's going to be a false start. The offensive lineman jumped offside.
So that's going to be a false start on Sunset to start off the drive. Actually, looked like there was a few penalties there. It'll be a 1st and 20 to start off for Sunset. Not what they wanted to start off with their first offensive drive of the half. So Sunset just looking for some positivity from their offense here. Let's see how they open up this half. Once again, down 28-0. Don't be surprised if we see a lot of throwing here and not a lot of running. As you can see, once again, they're putting the fullback in the backfield. And quarterback, so Gavin Marson just trucked the fullback. He just threw him out of the way.
Pressured on the play by Gavin Marceline.
Forced an errant throw.
The pressure was put on by Gavin Marson, the star defensive end for the Wolverines. And then nice coverage there from Luis Consuegra, not allowing the receiver to jump up there and catch that ball.
Now what caught my attention was the fact that Somerset ran a play that Belen actually has in their playbook. Now I'm not sure how many times they've used this, but I've seen this used at practice before. Nice wheel post concept. I'm pretty sure I talked about this earlier when they went in the red zone. And you had a guy in the slot, goes for the wheel. Now granted, he threw it what looked to be on the post. It's a very short throw, and Louis could have been called for a PI there, trying to jump the route.
And can we just talk about how Gavin Marcelin, the running back attempted to make a block on Gavin, but Gavin just threw him down like a rag doll. I mean, there was no chance for him and almost got the sack. As it's going to be a handoff here. Not a lot there. Small gain. So that's going to bring up a 3rd down and long.
And Gavin's there working on the right tackle. And he notices the run, kind of continues to work to the outside, and just completely pushes him out of the way, jumps on top of the man, and is able to get the tackle. It's going to call for a long 3rd down. It looks like it's going to be 3rd and 16. Let's see what they pull out here.
Yeah, these are the positions that Sunset doesn't want to be put in, especially when they're trailing by 28-0, trying to pull off a miraculous comeback against the Wolverines. You just don't want to be in a 3rd and down, in a 3rd and long situation against a good defense like this.
Yeah, I think we're going to be for sure seeing a pass here, and we do, and there's going to be a flag, maybe another false start.
It will. Number 11 there kind of flinched before the ball is snapped.
And once again, not ideal if you're Sunset and just trying to get a play to get more yards, just trying to crawl yourself slowly back into the game. And these silly penalties aren't going to help you at all. In fact, they're going to hurt you. So it seems that Somerset not only going against Belen, but at times it seems like they're going against yourself with all themselves with all these penalties they're committing.
Yeah, especially this drive. Sunset hasn't had that many penalties go against them tonight, but now they're getting their fair share of that.
So 3rd down on country mile. And Gavin Marsland is going to get the sack. He got in there like a speeding bullet. In a flinch. In the blink of an eye, he was already in the backfield.
Yeah, Marsland didn't really try to go for a wrap up there. He tried to just like hit stick him almost and try to get the fumble on that one. But he just came in with so much force. I'm surprised the quarterback did not fumble.
We've talked about this front seven. We've talked about them going back and having long 3rd downs. Not a good combination. Because these wide receivers, they take time to go downfield. They ran 2 bombs. What they should have done is a nice screen pass, try to get a couple blockers, because you've had a big issue blocking this pass rush. So you don't want to send guys down. It takes them 5 seconds to run 20 yards.
So yeah, I mean, you were talking about Gavin's just trying to push the quarterback down. We saw that with Jarvis Johnson earlier, where he didn't even sack the quarterback. He just pushed him down to the ground. And there's going to be another penalty flag here. It's going to be a false start on Sunset again. I think that's their 3rd false start penalty of this drive. This one coming on the punt.
3 straight false starts for Sunset, and they are very backed up. The return man for the Wolverines is marked where their original 1st down marker would be.
Yeah, and that's just, you know, terrible drive, as they're going to rush, try and block the punt, and that's a very high kick. Gets a Wolverine bounce, and Belen's already going to be in Sunset territory, well into Sunset territory at about 35-yard line from what I saw.
Yeah, the
36-yard line.
Belen's going to start off already in field goal range, so it looks like they're going to have a really good chance to put some points up on the board here.
Punt returner over there was Vic Perez. Wasn't even close to the ball, in fact. The punt barely even went. I mean, it didn't even reach where their 1st down marker. It didn't even reach where their drive started. So just horrible punt, and it had backspin on it too. It just went up into the air, didn't get any distance going forward. And Vic Perez is a dangerous returner, so he definitely wants to get the ball in his hands, but he's going to need to get up and get closer, because these punts have not been near him at all.
Yeah, I feel like we've barely seen Vic Perez get a clean return at special teams. It feels like not only is the offense and defense for Sunset not doing their job, it looks like special teams isn't helping them out either. So the Wolverine offense coming back onto the field. Number 8, Zach Sundler in the game. Kamani Alexander, Anthony Rubio, and Andres Mian is still under center. So big opportunity for the Wolverines here to extend their lead. It's going to be a handoff to Kamani Alexander. He's got some space. Gets to the outside. Trucks a defender. And he's going to be down right before the 20-yard line. There was a flag on the play.
Yeah, I think this one's going to come back with a hold. But Anthony Rubio had a really nice block on that play that really allowed Kamani Alexander to get that big chunk of yardage. However, I do think that flag is a hold, and it's going to bring them back.
Yeah, it's going to be a block in the back, actually. So that's going to send the Wolverines, it's going to push them back. And after a big run like that, it's kind of heartbreaking to see.
And that was a really nice tackle as well. Now, granted, it's not going to matter, but he got low, and Kamani Alexander is someone that gets low, and he's going to truck you. You got even lower, that's how you have to tackle. Just get it as low as possible, lean your shoulder into him, and that's how he was able to stop Kamani.
So 1st and 15, Anthony Rubio in motion. He's going to get the handoff on the jet sweep. Using his speed to get to the outside. Still on his feet, cuts inside, and he gets a big chunk of that penalty yardage back. Great carry there by Anthony Rubio, and fantastic blocking by the Wolverines.
He's going to be just short of that 1st down marker, but really nice vision there from Anthony Rubio. He was able to find the gaps in that defense and able to pick that huge chunk of yardage that he was able to get. Still just short of that 1st down.
Yeah, play design for the sideline there. Looks like there was a missed block by one of the wide receivers, so he cuts it back from the sideline and ends up on the numbers. Great job there.
Let's bring up a 2nd and 1. Going to hand it off to Kamani Alexander once again. Trying to get to the outside. Looked like he was going to cut inside, but the hesitation there is going to cause the Sunset defenders to wrap him up and bring him down for a loss.
After the tackle there, looks to be limping. Number 28 stepping up, and he's hopping around.
Gabo Valladares coming off the field for Jason Felix, the backup tight end.
Yeah, Jason Felix has a really big frame. He plays basketball, and he will use that frame. He posts people up in basketball all the time, so he knows how to use his frame, similar to Valadares. So watch him use that.
Miata's under center. Another handoff to Kwani Alexander. And that's going to move the sticks. Good carry there. Looks like he was going to put his shoulder down. Thought the defender was going to attempt to tackle him, but going to move the sticks there nonetheless.
Very nice gap created there by the offensive line. I believe that was number 55 and number 50. I believe one of those is Luke Scanziani. Nice job there blocking, creating a gap for Kamani Alexander to go through and pick up that first down. Or it wasn't a first down, but just nice run.
Yeah, so that's going to be our first down 10 at the 21-yard line. Wolverines trying to extend that lead of what's been a dominating performance on both sides of the ball. Coming out of the huddle, Miata is still under center. Kamani in the backfield. Looks like Bo Humphrey. Oh, I'm sorry, Zach Sunderland in motion there. He joins Robbie Lozama on the right side, and that's going to be a delay of game penalty on the Wolverines. Looks like could not get set in time, could not snap the ball in time. That's going to push them back 5 yards.
Yeah, the motion didn't necessarily take too long. Now, Miatas did go over and tell him, but it really has to do with the fact that they had to run over to the coach and call for the play, and it just took a bit too long.
Miata's under center, looking to throw. He's going to throw it to Lizama. Good catch behind him. Still able to catch the ball and get a few yards there.
He hit Lozama on that slant, hit him a little early on the run, and threw a little behind him. But nice job by Lozama adjusting to that ball thrown by Miatas, and was able to pick up a nice gain.
In an interview earlier this year, Lizama called himself a route technician, and you saw it there. He's able to get great separation, and his favorite route is the slant route. He's getting separation, and despite the fact that the ball was behind him, he makes the catch, and he looks for the sideline. Now, the tackle was just made. Good job by Lizama there.
So Miata's shotgun formation, going to get the snap. Pressure comes. He's just going to chuck it up there, and that's almost looked like the Sunset defender almost had a chance at a pick there. Miata looked like he was throwing while running backwards off his back foot. Could have been very dangerous.
Incomplete.
That's going to be an incompletion there. He was targeting Jason Felix.
Carmona, very good point there. That was off his back foot. Now, we know Miatas has an incredible arm, so if he's underthrowing someone, something is going on. In that case, he was throwing it off his back foot. He can make that throw if he just is able to set up and make the throw. So O-line has to make their blocks there because Jason didn't have enough time to get downfield.
So an interesting setup right here. We have Anthony Rubio and Kamani Alexander. Anthony Rubio using as a lead blocker. And Kamani going to get a carry. Oh, it looks like the ball may have come out. And it's going to be Sunset football. Fumble by Kamani Alexander. You rarely see that from him. And it looks like there was a Sunset player still down.
Such a sure handler, and I'm not sure what Rubio was necessarily doing now. It looked like he's supposed to, on that play, really block he's supposed to go up in the gap and be a lead blocker. Now he goes around the gap, around the edge, and Kamani went up the gap, so he got hit with multiple people, and one of those guys likely caused the fumble. So a mistake there in terms of the blocking, possibly leading to the fumble. He is still down.
Yeah, I believe that's now the third Sunset player that is down on the field. You hate to see that. Now, we've seen a lot of injuries recently in these last few games. Nico Smith, we had that player from, I believe, Somerset that was down on the field for a while, wasn't even mobile for a little bit. Soto, who's been injured, and we just saw Ian Johnson with a small injury right there. So, I mean, that's a part of the game that everyone hates. As you see, number 12, he's still able to walk on his own. So you love to see that.
Yeah, and they're trying to improve the game as much as possible. The new Speed Flex is probably the best helmet for limiting concussions, and the majority of the varsity team has that helmet. But at the end of the day, not everybody can. It's an expensive helmet, and it doesn't completely, end the possibility of getting a concussion. It's the reality of a game.
Yeah, and it also hates seeing injuries happen this late in the season. Both these teams trying to make their final push, their last stride of the season, and just to have an injury this late, it's awful.
So as you see, some new faces on the defensive side right now. Lucas Fernandez, number 23, checking in the corner at the bottom of your screen. Handoff there, and not going to go anywhere.
Handoff up the middle, no gain on the carry.
No gain on that carry. Once again, poor blocking there by the offensive line, and fantastic run defense by the Wolverines.
To Mr. Matt Jordan and the entire student council for the homecoming week they put together.
And linebacker Addison Arnold has gone back into the game. He was out for quite a bit. Just looks like he was, other linebackers getting into the game as Chanley Pierre is in for Zach Acosta, who has been off the field for a while as well. Both these senior linebackers just able to get a chance to get some rest. They're two of the top defensive players on this team, and they lead this team. They call the plays. They're the linebackers. That's what they do. There's an uncovered slot receiver. Maya does a good job picking that up.
So yeah, number 28, Lucas Amaya working in the slot right now. Quarterback he's going to hand the ball off to the running back. May have been no gain or maybe a gain of 1. Again, nothing much doing there for the running game.
Yeah, the entire defense piled over him. If you notice, this defense is just a magnet to the ball. Every time the Wolverines make a tackle, it's always about 8 guys on top of 1 guy. Makes it impossible for him to break free from those tackles.
And something you notice here, clearly the Wolverine defenders are prioritizing the run over the pass. They're reading the run, and if there is no run, they play the pass rather than playing the pass and then looking for a run. Amaya committed to the run, and he made the tackle there. A good job by him.
There's also a lot of good reason to just be focused more on the run. I mean, this quarterback has not really been a threat for your defense throughout the night. So,
Quarterback gets the handoff, looking to throw. He's going to throw the ball and tipped up. Oh, almost intercepted. Louis Consuegra had tripped. If he had been able to stay on his feet, that might have been his 3rd pick of this game.
Yeah, that would have been his 3rd pick. And again, throwing into double coverage. Not really sure what he's thinking on some of these throws. Really surprised by some of these decisions.
Jansen Wallace also in the area there. 2 defenders in the area. Both of them go for the breakup. Nobody could play the tip. Now, granted, there was a receiver in the area. It looks like he possibly could have played the tip, but he did not.
Yeah, Jose was talking about that just now, about the Wolverines being committed to the run, how they don't really seem confident in the quarterback's ability to throw. We can also see that they also may be committing to the run because the offense has just not shown any ability to make the Wolverines second-guess themselves, whereas the Wolverines, in contrast, have done that so well. There was almost a blocked punt there. Vic Perez bumps another punt, able to spin around, and he's getting tackled at the 40-yard line.
Surprised there was no roughing the punter there. One of the defenders for Belen went to block the kick and ran into the punter. Typically that would be a flag, but I think he just got away with one there.
And I mean, the referee was looking right at it. He's got to make that call. Now, granted, that's in our favor, but it would only be running into the punter. It would not be roughing into. He was not fully knocked down. And Vic Perez, he can make some catches, he makes some plays, but he's had some issues actually fielding the punts. After the punt, he's fine. He's able to make some nice runs after fielding the punt, but he's had a lot of muff punts this year. Definitely something he's got to clean up.
So Wolverine offense back on the field. Yada's in chocolate formation. Going to hand it off to Bo Humphrey. Get some speed right there. Going to pick up about 4 yards there. Solid carry to start off.
And actually, at QB is Matthew Barturin,
Yeah,
who plays wide receiver as well. And they have a complete package just designated for Matthew. So they will utilize his ability to run, and they will start calling those plays now. So watch that. Heading into the 4th quarter, they're going to have him run. Obviously, you want to run out the clock, so they're going to have him run a lot of play actions. Those sorts of plays are built for Matthew, and he's going to do a lot of them here.
Yeah, and yet another Sunset player on the ground after that play. It seems that they're going down like flies out there. Very unfortunate to see.
I think this player is just cramped up. See him stretching out his legs.
Yeah, lucky that's not a very devastating injury. That's just a small cramp.
Correct on that one. What are you guys looking for on this drive as Matthew Barturin checks into QB? What do you look for?
I mean, to be honest, I'm really just looking for them to run out the clock. I mean, there's really no purpose for them to, try and get more points. I mean, obviously you want to build up some more confidence, but I think they're just willing to feel Matt into the game and just run out the clock. I won't be expecting a lot of throws here.
Yeah, definitely want to establish the run game, especially you're really deep at running back, so you want to get all these running backs able to carry the ball because, if something horrible happens and Kamani goes down or something, you want all these running backs able to carry the ball, and they can. You just got to get them reps, and this is how you do it. This is the time to do it.
Only a minute remaining in the third quarter. The Wolverines a touchdown away from a possible running clock.
Yeah, I think they may be looking for that here. So number 7 of Sunset, able to get back up. Has a little bit of a limp walking back to his sideline.
Wolverines utilizing this as an opportunity to possibly call up a play, maybe a trick play in the making here. See what they do.
Yeah, as you said, Matthew Bartender checking into the game. Let's say Marky Ruiz and Bo Humphrey will be in the backfield assisting him.
Got 2 wide receivers out there. One of them, Tyler James. The other one, I think that's Michael Delgado.
That is Michael Delgado.
A long snapper.
And Bartern's going to throw. Just pitches it to Marky Ruiz. Uses his speed, gets to the outside. Got past a few defenders and gets into the red zone at about the 15-yard line.
How about that? A highlight type of throw there by Matthew. Rolling out, he just dumps it off to Markey, and a really nice throw. And Markey is able to do the rest, gets him on the run. That is something that's very, very underestimated. Hitting a receiver on the run is really important because if you can hit the receiver, they can make the catch, but if they have to stop, turn around, do something extra, it's not as useful.
Ruiz has been pretty effective in the receiving game tonight. Has 3 receptions and a decent amount of yards. We typically don't see him involved in the receiving game, but he's been pretty useful tonight.
And Bartern once again rolling out. He's going to throw it. He's got his receiver. That is number 12, Jason Felix. And
number 12, Jason Felix.
Another one of these sophomores, but his main sport here is basketball. Talks a lot about how much he loves basketball and how much he loves the sport. This is actually his first time ever playing football, whether you believe it or not. He's gone to the tight end position, and he's been great. And there, he actually lost the ball at the end, just got it back, though. Good job by Jason Felix.
That was a really nice throw there from Bartern off that play action. Really nice pass.
And can't really tell. There may have been a penalty on the Wolverines.
The penalty is against the Wolverines.
It is.
Offensive pass interference.
Offensive pass interference. So that play will not. That play will not happen.
Mentioned it earlier. A lot of these, boot-style plays, play action, the boot, or just a run. And they're going to use these a lot with Matthew. It's the Matthew package, you could say. And watch him roll out possibly. Oh, never mind. But possibly going to roll out to the left, looking for TJ.
Skills, all while helping kids battling cancer? If so, please join Sebastian Strong's Cooking for Hope and Silent Auction on Saturday, November 13th.
So Bartern under center. Rolling out once more. Just pitches it again to Marky Ruiz. Gets to the outside, cuts back in. Broke a few tackles, and he's going to be inside the 10-yard line. That will bring it into the third quarter. Fourth quarter will start. Wolverines still up 28-0 as we enter this final quarter of play.
Please join Sebastian Strong's Cooking for Hope and Silent Auction on Saturday, November 13th. For more details, please visit www.sebastianstrong.org.
We are grateful to the Belen business partners for their support. The mission of Belen Jesuit is not only to support the formation of the young men of Belen Jesuit, but to inspire them to be men for others. Thanks to their contributions, we are able to do just that.
The Belen Alumni Association of Jesuit Schools from Cuba and Miami would like to thank this year's presenting sponsor, for the Rick Raymundes Class of 90 Alumni Tailgate and Homecoming Game. Raymundes Spellacy Architects and the rest of our tailgate and game sponsors: A to Z Injury Law, Audley Bosch Class of 94 and Family, Belen Networking Group, Branger Brits, Kawi Bottling Company Incorporated, Cerveceria La Tropical, Chisholm Law and Title, Glesenio Luis, Class of 76 and Family, FPG Wholesale Incorporated, Insure Insurance Brokers, Just Logo It, PAAST, Accounting Firm, Paredes Architects, Sedano Supermarkets, The Tank Brewing Company, Uber Technologies Inc., and USI Insurance. Again, the Belen Alumni Association of Jesuit Schools from Cuba and Miami would like to thank these sponsors for their contributions. The Belen Alumni Association of Jesuit Schools from Cuba and Miami would like to thank this year's presenting sponsor for the Rick Raymundes Class of 90 Alumni Tailgate and Homecoming Game, Raymundes Spellacy Architects, and the rest of our tailgate and game sponsors: A to Z Injury Law, Audley Bosch Class of 94 and Family, BLN Networking Group, Branger Brits, Kawi Bottling Company Incorporated, Cerveceria La Tropical, Chisholm Law and Title, Glesenio Ruiz Class of 76 and
Back on here. That play will be called dead before it even starts. Flag here will be on the defense.
So it's going to be a 3rd down and 1 as we start the 4th quarter. Marturin's still in. Wolverines just looking to run this clock out, maybe even score to allow for a running clock.
3rd and 1. Watch another rollout pass, maybe to Markey here. Or maybe just to run up the middle with Markey.
Hands it off. You're right, Markey Ruiz.
See if he gets that extra push.
He's trying, and they're going to call it dead. Took a lot of people to try and bring him down.
I mean, and that's the thing that the coaches love. I think I mentioned that earlier. Coaches love the linemen getting the extra push. In fact, when they don't, they get really, really annoyed. That's something that you're going to get called out for during film. So definitely great to see that. And it gets them down to the 2-yard line.
Yeah, it's going to be 2nd down and goal here.
Should be 1st down, actually.
Yeah, it should be 1st down. Don't know what the delay is. Marky Ruiz gets a handoff. And he's in for a Wolverine touchdown. Marky Ruiz getting to the outside.
Nice play there from Ruiz. He saw one of the defensive linemen go over the offensive guard, I believe, sort of blocked that gap that he was aiming on going through originally, then went to the outside, used his speed, and was able to find the end zone. Nice play there from Ruiz.
That's right. It's a trap design play. He's supposed to go right up the middle, get someone in there. He bounces it to the outside and starts to be brought down, stretches out the ball into the end zone. A really nice play to score the touchdown.
Yeah, but that compares to the extra point here. Once again, great job by Marky Ruiz in the offensive line. Great execution there. Marky Ruiz able to get to the outside, to the left, to break a few defenders to get into the end zone. That extra point is good, without a doubt. And that will make it a 35-point game.
Wolverines take a 35-0 lead.
Not sure if we mentioned this, but the Wolverines were heavy favorites coming into this game. And I mean, they're living up to it. See if they can extend the lead even more. Definitely not the priority, but we'll see what they do here. So they'll kick it off back.
And as we talked about, that 35-0 lead will now mark a running clock. So right now, game is out of reach, as it seems, for Sunset. All they can do now is just trying to get some momentum for the next matchup.
Yeah, exactly 10 minutes left in the game. You have really no opportunities to stop this clock to try to create a 35-point comeback, which I don't think is really possible at this point with how Sunset's been playing.
Yeah, certainly not. I mean, you know, it's a great homecoming game, and the fact that we got a win, not too entertaining in how close of a game it was. Definitely nice to see the offense score and the defense play well. Nice to see your team play well. Give some hope to these fans that maybe sometime they can make a deep playoff run the years to come, or this year.
Yeah, definitely lots to look forward to for this young Wolverine team. How many young players they have, sophomores and juniors and even freshmen stepping up into their own. So this team is going to be very exciting for years to come, and combine that with how many seniors there are. A very good team. As that kicks it off. Another possible return for Sunset. Going to go to the outside, cuts back inside, and he's going to be hit down hard. Looks like Marky Ruiz on the tackle. So scores the touchdown, gets a great special teams play.
Ruiz has had a really nice game now, getting involved on the return defense. On the kickoff defense, getting a tackle there. Has a touchdown, now a tackle. Really nice night for him.
Two guys that shot down the field to get there. Marky Ruiz and Bryce Fitzgerald. Talk about him, he's just moved up from JV. He's making himself known. He wants to get on the field more and more. He's a playmaker, kind of described as a raw player. Not necessarily the greatest with route running, but he can make catches, he can make plays, breaks tackles. He's a really good player. Just came into Belen in 8th grade 2 years ago.
Yeah, as you see, looks like a player there, number 12, was slow to get up. He was slow to get up earlier in the game, so some concerns with him. With 9 minutes and 23 seconds left in this game, we will get Sunset back on the field for offense.
We did talk about a running clock. Now it does stop during an injury timeout, which that is. So we're sitting here at 9:23. The defense back out onto the field. And let's get some more looks at the younger people of these units. We've got new corners checking in.
Looks to be number 34, Adrian Hernandez, on the near side of the field. On the far side, you have senior Lucas Fernandez.
And number 30, Omar Ortega, the safety, also checking into the game. So some younger folks getting into the game, getting some reps. Good to see that, try and get them exposed.
And Omar actually was starting through a good portion of this year. He is a knowledgeable football player. He knows what to do on defense. Granted, he's a bit undersized compared to someone like Kamani, which is why they put him there.
So the quarterback rolls out, overthrows his receiver, pass is going to be incomplete, bring up a second down.
But Omar, despite being a sophomore, a really good leader, he knows what he's doing, knows the plays, knows what everybody has to do, and you can see he's ordering around everybody what to do. Good job.
Yeah, great leadership right there.
And your Wolverines are back in action in 2 weeks on Friday, November 5th.
Also, linebacker AJ Balsera coming in, and Chanley Pierre, who has gone onto the field already a couple times. One of those linebackers that will have to take over when Zach Acosta and Addison Arnold graduate after this year.
Yeah, AJ Balsera is typically in the secondary. You normally see him at safety, but right now they're just giving him some reps at linebacker. He has really good size. I feel like he's for a safety, but I feel like he's a little undersized for a linebacker, but overall, he's a very great player.
As that run play is blown up instantly, Gavich Marsland and what looked like Davion Dixon right there to stuff out that running play.
You're right, as they actually have him playing strong safety rather, and Omar at free safety. Omar going to focus more on the deeper routes, keeping everything contained, and AJ Balsera going to keep everything in front of him, but look to stop the run, as that is his main priority. Possibly pick up the running back. That'll be his job to cover on man-to-man. See what they do here.
Yeah, let's see what Sunset wants to do here on this 3rd down and 13. Get set, quarterback shotgun formation. 2 backs in the backfield, 2 receivers to his left. Get the ball handed off. And not much there. Looked like he got tripped up there as he was crossing the line.
Lost the ball on his way down.
Yeah, it looked like he lost the ball, and he was able to just jump back on it. I don't even think he just jumped back on it. I think he just fell on the ball because of the tackle. Got really lucky there.
Well, he didn't jump back on it because the Wolverines' offense is now on the field. It'll be a turnover, unless if they call it back.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell from this angle if he jumped on the ball or if the Wolverines recovered. I think one ref is signaling that's still Sunset football.
Yeah, he might have jumped back on it, but maybe the ball popped out after. like when he went to jump on it.
Something you don't really think about, the way that you carry the ball. The running backs are always thinking about this. He was holding it in one arm, in his right arm, and he just got punched out on his way down. And he should have two hands on the ball while going through the first front seven. That's what a running back is taught, and he does not do that. He loses the ball, and it'll cost them the possession, as Matthew Barturna will remain quarterback here. Let's see what they do here in play action.
So right now, state-mandated water break is happening. And now as the offense, as both teams go back into the field. So 6 minutes and 26 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Wolverines already in the red zone at about the 12-yard line.
And I mean, I cannot believe they have looked at about two formations really all game. Switched up the plays, but really the same couple of formations, the same personnel pretty much. One tight end, two running backs, and two receivers.
Matthew Barturna running out, able to get to the outside, outrun those two defensive linemen that were chasing him. Good job by him to just avoid those rushers.
Yeah, really no separation by the wide receivers there. Didn't do anything special. Vic Perez and Zach Sunderland were running the routes there. And I'm surprised we haven't seen Valadaladis get the ball. Gabe, the senior, just got a verbal offer from FIU. Really good for him. And surprised we haven't seen him get the ball. But if he's not getting the ball a lot, it really shows how good of a blocker he is. And he is a big guy too, so you know he can catch the ball, and he's done it before.
Yeah, they typically use Valadares as a blocker, but when they do use him as a receiver, he's very effective, and I definitely think they should use him more.
Bo Humphrey in motion, and he's going to take the handoff to the outside. Not going to get much, just pushed out of bounds.
Not my favorite play call, as Bo slips there right at the end is what it looked like. He could have turned it upfield, but Bo is more of a power running back than an agile running back. Those runs are meant for the agile running backs of the team. Aiden Hirado and Rubio are the two best for that type of run, and it just doesn't work there. More speed is what you want just to get around on the edge. You can also see Bryce Fitzgerald on JV. He did a lot of that, so you could see him do that maybe a couple times.
Yeah, interesting use of personnel. They usually want to see guys like Anthony Rubio, just trying to use his speed outside. He's going to get another handoff. Bo Humphrey trying to cut inside, and he's going to get a touchdown. Bo Humphrey, touchdown Wolverines.
Nice touchdown there from Humphrey, getting his first on the night, and you see him pumped up with his teammates.
We talked about him as a fan favorite. This has really gotten the crowd energetic, and the rest of the team as they all go over to congratulate him. He also had a touchdown early on in the season, if I'm not mistaken, in the St. Brendan game.
Yes, he did, and right now the Wolverines using the running game, they're just pouring it on Sunset right now. Absolutely dominating the competition.
Yeah, this is definitely a blowout. The Wolverines getting a huge dub tonight. Need one more win after today to make the playoffs, which is obviously their main goal of the season.
We use this phrase a lot of times, a night to forget for Somerset, but maybe a season to forget. They're 1-5. This will drop them down to 1-6. Got to start looking to next season. It's been a very
extra
disappointing.
point is good.
With 3.5 minutes left in the game, the Wolverines now lead 42-0.
42-0 game in favor of the Belen Jesuit Wolverines. Absolutely dominant performance here, and that just about is going to put Sunset away. And it seems like they had already put them away at the start of this half.
Yeah, 3.5 minutes left. This game seems to be totally out of reach. I feel like it was out of reach, almost like when the game started. You could tell the Wolverines just matched up so well against Sunset. They had so many advantages on their side, defensively and offensively, and they totally took advantage of that.
We talked about Belen being heavy favorites, 45-point favorites heading into this game. Now, they haven't necessarily got into that margin yet, but really impressive.
Yeah, as you said, 45-point favorites. Right now, 42. I don't know if they're really, paying attention to that, how much they're favored by right now. I think they're just really happy with the win and also starting to look into 2 weeks' time to, try and get into the playoffs. I think that's really what they're looking for.
Definitely, but being 45-point favorites says a lot. It says that people have respect for you. You're not going to put an average team to be 45-point favorites to just a bad team. This team has a lot of respect, especially on the defense, who has done a really good job limiting points from almost every team that they've gone against. Multiple shutouts this year.
And it looks like we're going to add another shutout to the season total. As Beteta going to kick this one off. Has yet to record a touchback, and that's going to be, he's just going to kneel down there inside the 10-yard line.
I mean, other than a game against Northwestern where the team overall struggled on a 42-14 loss, most amount of points allowed by the defense is 13.
That is absolutely insane. That just tells you how talented and how well executed this defense is. I mean, they have players all over the field. They have guys that are fast. They have guys that can cover, guys that can rush the passer, guys that can stop the run. They have the whole complete package on that defense.
Credit to all the defensive coaches. Nelson, Danny, and Coach Pino all there helping out.
And credit Coach Cheney and everyone else involved with building this team. I mean, they have just done such a great job of building a team that plays together and works so well in terms of chemistry.
And Coach Cheney, Coach Cheney does a great job for each individual player. He looks to build every single player up, even if you're the worst guy on the team, even if you're on JV, you're on middle school, you're in 6th grade. He's looking to get all those players better. And he's looking to get players that are people in the school that aren't even playing to join. And he's looking to make every single person better, and it says a lot about him. And they're going to take a knee here.
And that looks like it will end it. The Wolverines will move up to 6-3. Sunset will move down to 1-6. The Wolverines in 2 weeks will face off against Coral Reef in the biggest game of the season. This next game against Coral Reef will determine if the Wolverines make the playoffs or if they miss the playoffs. So stay tuned for that in 2 weeks' time. From that, a dominant 42-0 win. Thank you so much for tuning in on WBLN Live. My name is Adrian Carmona.
I'm Jose Zaraluki.
And I'm Javier Fernandez.
Thank you, and stay golden, Wolverines.